So HANA high performance, it's a in-memory database, right? So we have the other database also in the market, but why SAP introduced the HANA database? It's a high performance analytical data application. The abbreviation of the HANA is the abbreviation of the HANA is high performance analytical application. So in the abbreviation itself, it's a high performance. It's an in-memory column oriented. So in-memory column oriented columnar database here. It has only columns. So it means in-memory column oriented relational database management system here, right? So deployed and marketed by the SAP SE, right? SAP SE is the software, right? So the primary function of the software is the database is to store the data, retrieve the data as requested by the applications. The primary function of the database is to store the data and retrieve the data which are requesting by the applications. It will store the data, the mainly. Okay. It's a in-memory column oriented columnar database here. So in addition to it, it performs the advanced analytics. It will perform the analytics as well here. It will perform the advanced analytics also. It will perform it here. Analytics means the predictive analytics, spectacle data processing, text analysis, text search, streaming analytics. So there are the multiple analytics are there. So it will perform in multiple things here, right? So multiple things it will perform it here. Advanced analytics also it will perform. So the HANA database, it's not only storing the data, so it is also we can perform the means data means what type of data? Is it analytical data, transactional data? There are the two types of data in the market. So transactional data, live data, then analytical data, the data which is old, that we will call it as the historical data, right? Historical data. So here the HANA database at the same time we can store the analytical data as well as the transactional data we can also store it. That's why we will call it as the in single HANA database, we can store the OLTP plus OLAP transactions also. We can store it here. Online transactional processing, online analytical processing, both the things we can store in one HANA database. Both the functionalities are not possible. But if we talk about the other databases, both are at a time not possible in single database. Other databases like SQL Server, Oracle, Sybase. So this kind of both we cannot store in one single DB. Separately, we have to do that one for this one here, right? And also it includes in the HANA database, it includes the ETL capabilities. In the HANA database, in single HANA database, we can perform the advanced analytics. It's a column-oriented columnar in-memory database. It has only columns to store the data. Previously, it will store the data into the disk level, previous databases, other databases. But it will store the data in memory, means RAM, physical memory, it will store the data here. Also, it includes ETL functionalities, ETL capabilities here. Like ETL means extract, transform, and load. So it will load the data, it will extract the data, it will transform the data, it will load the data into HANA databases and as well as the other DBs, other containers, it will store the data here, right? So actually the initial release of the HANA database was happened on the initial release. When was the initial release happened in the HANA database, right? In 2010, the initial release of this was happened here. The developers by the SAP, it's released, the product is released by the SAP only here, right? So It is the multimodal database type. The type is like it's a multimodal database. The license is like a proprietary commercial software, which means it's a proprietary commercial software. It's not the free software to use it here. It's not the free software. So that is the initial release. Now, latest release, if I talk about HANA 2.0, SPS 08 is the latest version, which is released in the month back. In the month back, it got released. Just the SPS 08 got released in the month back, it got released it here. Right? So previous version 07, 06, 05, we have there. If I talk about the HANA version, so from initial release to till date, so initial release, they have named it as the HANA 1.0. In the HANA 1.0, so HANA 1.0 SPS 01 is that type of, this is a release. Then after that, initial release. Then after that, SPS 02. Then SPS 03. SPS 03. Then SPS 04. SPS 04 here. Then SPS 05. So like this, up to they have released it into the market up to 12. 12 is the latest version in the HANA 1.0. Up to these versions, they have released in the 1.0. Then, so then 13, they have not released it here. So immediately they changed their model, the type they have changed to the multi-container concept. I will explain the difference between the HANA 1.0 and 2.0. Then in the HANA 2.0 versions, they have released it. In the HANA 2.0, SPS 01. Then, so up to 08 is the latest version, which is released in the few weeks back. So they have released it here. 02, then 03, then 04, then we have the 05, then 06. So then 07, then 08 is the latest version which they have released into the market. SPS 08 is the latest version which they released into the market here, SPS 08. So the primary function of the databases, any database, the primary function is to store the data, to retrieve the data, so and to develop the applications and other things here main, right? So same as like HANA database also same thing here. So and also before they developing the HANA database earlier, so during the developments, HANA development, we have the Trex. Trex engine is there. Trex factor, Trex search engine. So that is also like a in-memory column-oriented search engine here. So that concept, they have MaxDB and in-memory live cache, they have introduced it, and Trex engine, they have introduced it here. But they have that much of not success, and immediately they have released their product. The major demonstration of the platform was 2010 and 2011. They have released their product here, right? So initially, so it's a HANA 1.0, then later, so they have changed it to the 2.0, the architecture and everything got changed to the 2.0 here, right? So that is what they have released it here. Then later, it's in the on-premises only initially. Nowadays, we can install the HANA databases in the cloud products, cloud platform also. It's not only on-premise machine here, it's not only on-premise, we can also install the HANA databases in the cloud also. We can also install the HANA databases in the cloud also, like either AWS cloud, any infrastructure we can install the cloud. So the operating systems which we have to use for the HANA database is only for the Linux platform. The two certified hardware vendors only. Certified hardware vendors only. We have to install the HANA database. That is only certified hardware vendors and Linux platform. Linux platform means either Red Hat Linux, RHL. So RHL, Red Hat Linux or SUSE Linux only we have to install the HANA database here. Sir, why we have to choose the HANA? HANA is a in-memory database, right? It's a next generation in-memory business platform. it accelerates the analytics and application on single platform, that is called the in-memory platform, which means all the data which stores into the in memory only, so that on fly means, right, immediately we can make the business decisions about your sales and everything. Suppose the sales company, they are trying to release their product into the market. Before that, they will check the trend, which month, which date, which year, how was the previous trends of their sales and everything. They will check it out. Based on that analysis, they will release the new product into the market. So before that, HANA. So then HANA is the one of the faster time. It's a real time speed, and also on fly business. We can make the business decisions here, right? So why? Because it's very fast. Immediately you will get the business results. Immediately within fraction of milliseconds, you will get the analytics of the your sales, so that we can make the business decisions on fly. And also there are the some other reasons also why we have to choose, SAP HANA. It's a real time data provisioning, real-time reporting tools are available in HANA. It supports. And also high speed processing of the massive data due to the in-memory technologies. It's a real-time data processing. Real-time we can data reporting tools are there, and also speed. So why? Because it's basically the platform is the in-memory platform. So it will process the high speed and on massive data, it will process it here, right? So any data. So HANA can access the various data sources, include structured and unstructured data from SAP or non-SAP also, which means we can pull the data from any source. Any source means wherever you have the data, either the structured data or unstructured data, we can pull the data from the multiple sources here. And also it's a cloud, and also there is advantage we have. We can also deploy the HANA database in the cloud also, not only on premises. We can also we can be deployed to the cloud environment also here, right? So and also one more important thing is HANA reduce the efforts like ETL processing, aggregation, indexing, this kind of things. It will reduce the efforts, right? Immediately the data will be displayed here. And also the cost wise, so HANA software can reduce the total IT cost. Means to get the immediate data, you can use the HANA, which is the data. Then you don't need other tool to purchase it for the analytics purpose and other purpose here, right? So HANA supported by the different hardware vendors and software providers here. Based upon the requirement, user can choose the best, means the companies can choose the best softwares and best hardware providers. They can use it here. So SAP HANA it's running only on the SUSE Linux server, that is either SUSE Linux or Red Hat Linux server. So why? Because only that type of hardware, it will support only the certified hardware vendors only, either SUSE Linux or Red Hat Linux, not the Windows platforms here. So we cannot install the HANA database on the Windows platforms here. So Linux platform we can do that one here, right? Users can explore and analyze the transactional and analytical data in one data virtually from any data source. By logging into the HANA database, we can do the live transactional reporting and analytical data reporting. All those things we can possibilities are there here in the here, right? So normally, so why it is very speed means, so compared to the other databases, suppose if you take the example here, other databases, we have the CPU and memory, and we have the disk where we have the data store. Suppose if this is called the other databases. This is the other databases here. So this is the CPU. Then this is the memory. This is the memory here. Then this is the data. You have the disk. Suppose example disk format storage, where it will store the all the data here, right? Either SQL Server, Oracle, it will store the data in the disk format level here, right? So either C drive or D drive or E drive, it will store the disk here. So what will happen here, whenever you need any, suppose like you executed the one query, that query will go to the CPU, the CPU will send the request to the memory, then memory it will send the request to the disk. In the disk layer, it will check the all the data in the disk level. Clearly it will check the all the data in the disk level, then it will pull the data, then it will give the response back to the users. It will give the response back to the user here. User is here, right? User is here. It will give the response back to the users here. Okay. So this what it will happen. Suppose user required some data, some employees data, some customer data, some sales data. Then whenever he executed in the front end, in his front end, he executed the one query. And there is application. In that application, he executed the query. That application will process like the CPU to main memory to disk. In the disk layer, it will search the data where this data is exist. Then it will send back to the users like this, right? So, but here, this is the one. Suppose if I talk about the HANA database here, so here CPU concept, CPU only, we have the memory concept, we have the memory only, but no, the thing is here, the disk format, the data storage concept, they have kept into the in memory itself. In memory itself, they kept the data here, right? So here, what will happen? The CPU concept is same, and here we have the main memory, we have the memory means RAM memory. Then here we have the disk storage here, disk. So it means storing the data here. So here, whenever the user requests anything here, it will go to the CPU, then CPU to main memory. In the main memory itself, we have the data is getting stored in the main memory itself. So easily it will pick up the data, easily it will pick up the data. Why? Because the data storing into the in memory itself, right? Easily it will pick up the data, then it will give the response back to the users immediately, within fraction of milliseconds. As per SAP statistics, so accessing the data from main memory is faster than disk. How much time? 1 lakh times faster than disk. So to access the data from the disk, to access the data from the memory is the 1 lakh time faster than disk. That's why it's a very high speed database to processing the data statistics and everything here. It's a very high speed database to store the data and everything here, right? So what will happen? It will take the data from the in memory itself. It will process the data and it will give response back to the users here. That's why it's a HANA is a in memory of column oriented columnar database. Other databases, we have the row stores, columns are available. It has only columns in the tables. Here we have the system tables, which means in the row store tables are available. Those are the configuration tables, but the most of the time the business data stores into the column stores only. It has only column stores. So pulling the data from the column store tables very fast. The two in the in memory itself, so it is very fast here. It is very fast here. So there is no aggregation here. So there is no aggregation will happen while pulling the data, while statistics immediately it will pull the data from the database here, right? It's a high performance real-time analytics reporting, the real-time data provisioning. So it will save the total IT cost and everything. So here, so in memory, it is storing the data compared to the other database. So we are saving the this timelines, going to the disk, storing into the here, and we are saving the this timeline. So immediately it will pull the data, it will give the results back to the user here. That is the concept of, that's why SAP introduced the in-memory concept here. In the latest TechEd versions, I heard that SAP, not the SAP, some other hardware providers, hardware vendors, so they are trying to store the data in the one level before itself, like CPU itself. Not in the main memory, in the CPU itself, they are trying to, in the CPU cores and threads itself, they are trying to store the data. If they are trying to store the data in the CPU itself in the next generation, so this will be very fast, super fast than this one. Compared to the memory, pulling the data. Why? Because now CPU to main memory it is coming. Then CPU itself, they are trying to store the data. Then it will be very faster. It will be very faster here, very faster. That's why. So they are met. This is still in progress. They are doing the some things here, some proposal tests and tests here, but still it's not maybe announced officially, not announced. But this one, I got some information from the other sources here. Okay, so here as of now, this step is gone. Then in memory they are storing, but this step also if gone, then CPU itself we have the data getting stored here, right? So this is also one of the wonder here in the applications perspective, in the software perspective. This is also one of the wonder here, right? So that is the reason here. But nowadays everybody will using the BTP. Why? Because BTP is the platform as a service. Why? Because in the infrastructure and everything, so they are providing. So then they are providing the service also, the platform as a service and software as a services concept here, right? So yeah, that's it. And also HANA database is a hybrid in-memory database that we are discussing here. So we can also, HANA platform is it's a development. We can also do the some developments in the database level itself. Some of the applications, access related applications, and so it will allow customers to analyze the large volume of data in the real time. This platform works as a development platform also here. So why? Because there are some tools, some applications they want to develop, so they can use the some access related services to develop the applications and everything here. So it's not only database level, we can also use the development platforms. All the HANA related also things will be, so it's in the C++ language. The language they have written into the C++ language, all the screens and everything, C++ language here. C++, so language here. So that is the HANA database here. So it's a next generation business suite column oriented in memory. It combines OLAP, OLTP transactions into the single system. That's what I discussed with you, right? While storing the data into the in memory, it perform the advanced. There are a lot of advantages here, and also more costly data footprints, and also we can avoid the more footprint in the main memory. We can also unload the data to the disk, and we can also load the data into the main memory. So that is also we can do that one here. In the single column, for a single column, we can store the all the data for single column in the same location rather than storing the data into the single row. Other databases in the row store, we can store the same data, but the HANA databases, so in the single column, in all the we can store the all the data for single column in the same location. We can store it here. So this can enable the performance improvements for the OLAP queries on the larger data sets. So if the column store tables will provide the performance improvement for the OLAP queries here, larger data sets here, right? Why? Because if read the times of column store data is fast enough here, right? So that is the main thing here, right? So and also analytics, so big data and developments. So a lot of things we can perform it here. And also we can also, as I told, right, we can also install the HANA databases in the cloud provider, cloud platform as well here. Cloud platform means they are the multiple cloud providers. They will offer the infrastructure to install the HANA database, right? AWS, Azure, GCP, IBM software, and they are the multiple cloud providers. They will offer the infrastructure so that we can install the HANA database in on-premises as well as the in the cloud providers also we can install it here, right? So license is primarily, the HANA license is primarily is divided into the two cat. During the license time, I will clearly explain the HANA licensing model and everything here, right? So licensing model, basic editions, and also HANA, when they released it into the market, they have released the two editions into the market here. They are the, sorry, three editions they have released into the market here. So HANA editions. So when they have released the HANA software, HANA database software into the market, so they have released the three editions. Three editions they have released into the market here. So one is the HANA platform edition. HANA platform edition they have released into the market here. Then HANA Enterprise edition here. HANA Enterprise edition they have released into the market. Then HANA extended enterprise edition here. Extended edition here. So they released the as per the licensing model, they released their three editions into the market here. So what exactly these three editions, the differences here, right? So HANA platform edition, normally every company, they will use the standard edition, platform edition. With this platform edition, you will get the core database technology. So, and also you will get the, like you will get the DB, then client, so then HANA Studio software. In this license, you will get the DB client studio to monitor the HANA databases. Then HANA client, some ETL replication tools, ETL replication tools also you will get to the here. ETL replication tools also you will get here. So basically database software, database client, studio, ETL tools and add-ons and plugins, add-ons add-ons and the plugins software also you will get in the HANA platform edition here, right? So here also, when it comes to the enterprise edition here, so additionally, you will get the all these things basically, and also additionally, you will get the additionally, you will get the data provisioning technology concept here. Data provisioning concepts here, like so SLT related technologies here. So DXC related DXC direct extractor connections here. So the bots related connections, this license also you will get here additionally. So the people who are having requirement of the SLT DXC related technologies, they can directly go for the enterprise edition. Why? Because in the enterprise edition, you will get the common database functionalities as well as the additionally you will get the data provisioning technologies as well here. So the customer who want to use the either that replication methods triggered ETL and they don't have the necessary license, then they can use the enterprise edition. They can use it here. Enterprise edition, this replication methods, they can use it here, right? They can use the this one, we can use it here. So the customer means compared to this platform edition, this license model some costly. This is a basic version. So then this is the extended to the basic version. This is the extended to the enterprise edition here. This is also like a extended edition, means here the only thing is here additionally you will get the Sybase replication server. Sybase the replication server and also the load controller. Sybase replication server along with this data provisioning, normal database functionalities, so and data provisioning techniques as well as the replication server, full-fledged pack. In one pack you will get the one license, you will get the all the functionalities here. Suppose you want to take the additionally, you need to take the platform again you need to take the platform license, then you have a requirement to use the SLT DLC, then again you need to take the this license, then it will be both the license, means it will be costly, right? To avoid this kind of things here, the SAP provided the three editions into the market here. Suppose like example, our OTT platforms, right? With advertisement, we have the one payment, and without advertisement, we have the one payment versions, right? There's the two or three versions here. Without attachment, with attachments, some other benefits also you will get. This is the same as like in the HANA editions also, with the platform edition, enterprise edition, then extended enterprise edition. We have the this type of things are there here, right? Which means with these platforms, you can manage the, means basically the editions means you will get the access to the HANA software, HANA platform edition or enterprise edition. Then you can download the softwares, then you can use it. Suppose, sir, I have this one, I don't have access to the this SLT, this tools, means you don't have the license then. So then you need to purchase additionally, or you need to convert your existing platform edition license to the enterprise edition. Then you can able to access the this one Sybase related features and everything you can able to get in the here, right? You have the option Sybase replication server, you want to use it. Then if you purchase the extended edition, then you can able to use the Sybase replication server additionally here, right? Sybase replication server also you can use it here in the here, right? So that is the one of the advantage of the having the here. Sir, what is required to install the HANA database here? The Linux platform. Then what are the hardware requirements we required? What are the hardware requirements we required here, right? So before we go for hardware requirements, why? Because these are all the introduction part, that's fine. So then, why? Because few people maybe customers, right? That's why they have not joined today. Some people, what we can do? Okay, we'll discuss tomorrow then. But because tomorrow many people will join again, they will feel like we discussed much things in the today itself. Okay. So I'm pausing here. Today only discussed with the HANA, what is that, everything. So tomorrow we'll discuss about the hardware requirement and software requirements. Then we can start the HANA installation and administration topics, and remaining topics we can discuss one by one, we can discuss it out. Okay. So any questions on that today's one? Just introduction, versions, informations. So always the latest versions, we have the new functionalities, new enhancements will come. And also, I will explain that the difference between the HANA 1.0 and 2.0 as well. What is there in the 2.0, what not there in the 2.0, and in the 2.0, what are the functionalities, multi-container functionalities they have included, that to discuss. Today only just introduction, what is HANA. Then tomorrow I will cover the all the things and software requirements and hardware requirements, the differences between the HANA 1.0, how to download the softwares and how to install it, then how to proceed the other administration tasks and everything. I will explain it clearly. Okay. Any questions, anyone?
Hello.
Hello.
Sir.
Yes, Sridhar.
Sir. In Enterprise Edition, what is SLT, DXC,
These are
DODSC?
the replication functionalities here, additional replication functionalities here. They are the triggered based replication, triggered based approach, then ETL, and some of the like direct connect, direct extra. There's a replication functionalities here. To pull the data from the other non-HANA databases to HANA, normally people will use the ETL, SLT, some other. This is a replication functionality, data provisioning technologies here, functionalities.
Most of the companies, normally organizations are used to that version also. Enterprise Editions also.
Yeah, some companies they will use it. Some companies they will use the why, because they in their landscape, if the all are in the HANA databases, then why they need to use the this data provisioning techniques? It's not required, right?
Okay.
Some companies they have only one centralized HANA databases. Then they have the other non-HANA SQL Server DB2 databases. They want this data into the that centralized HANA databases. That time they will go for the this ETL, SLT, this triggered based this replication modes. They will go for that one.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I think that's it.